Everyone to stick with us versus her. Today we're going to be talking about Ninjatrader, how to get started, signing up for an account, fees, what you need to buy, what you don't need to buy, and actually starting to kind of configure the software so that you can use it. Now, a lot of people are like, hey, I've been watching you for a while. You've been trading options. Why did you make it the move over to the futures? And the reason why is because the market volatility is just crazy, and that makes options a lot harder to trade. I mean, sure, you could trade a lot of spreads and stuff, which, I still trade options, but from a day trading perspective, I'm only trading futures from a day trading perspective. Like options trading, I'm swing trading and just kind of, letting theta do his thing. I'm futures trading during the day trading just for that, daily income, that little bump, and trying to, I like to day trade. What can I say? One of the things, and I'm not getting paid. There's no referrals or anything for Ninjatrader. I'm just doing this because I make content on what I use, what I like to use, and I hopefully you guys find it useful as well. If you want to get connected to us, the link is below in the description to our Discord, our trading group on Facebook, as well as the number to give me a text. Shoot me a text. The number is below. But let's talk about Ninjatrader. One of the things that I would say the hardest thing about Ninjatrader is people don't really know what to use it for. It's not that intuitive. It's more for experienced traders, but I feel like it's once you figure it out, it's one of the best things that you could do as in terms of your futures trading and day trading. Because I absolutely love the platform. I'm not going to get into a lot of the customizations today, but I am going to get into the basic customization and some things to make your life easier. But essentially, you go here. Ninjatrader, they used to use a third party for their brokerage, but they did bring their brokerage in house in terms of that. One of the major drawbacks, though, is Ninjatrader is a downloadable software that is only available for PC right now. Sure, you can run virtual machines and do that whole thing, but if you're just a basic retail trader, there's no web version, there's no Mac version, there's no mobile version. Okay, so there's none of that. You have to have a Windows PC. So just put that out there. You might want to just close the video because you don't want to watch it from here. But getting into it here, very simple. All you need to do here is, if you want, you can just go to open account, follow the instructions, and start the new application. Now, I already have an account, so I'm not going to walk through this process. It's very straightforward. They just basically ask you, like any other brokerage, your personal information, address, net income, that type of thing. Okay. Going into the the platform, which I have pulled up here, there's the Ninjatrader Platform. Now, you don't need to be a Ninjatrader. You don't have to be a part of the Ninjatrader brokerage to take part in the platform. They support a lot of different brokerages, and your brokerage may you may want to use this with your brokerage. And you can see a list here. There's a lot of brokers, but here's like the initial list here is you could trade with even TD Ameritrade, Interactive Brokers supports it, forex.com. There is you can have a multi-broker license where you can have connections to multiple brokers at one time. And that's what I like, is you can connect everything, and you can run multiple accounts off of trade just one. Like, you could trade one contract and it copies over to multiple accounts, but we're not going to get too far into that. But if you're looking at this, you're looking at the platform. Now, the platform, and they even trade, they split it up here in terms of brokerage and platform. Brokerage and platform, two different things. Like, normally when you sign up for, let's say, like a Tastyworks or Robinhood, brokerage and platform is the same thing. But in NinjaTrader, brokerage and platform are two different things. Just because you have the software doesn't mean you actually have the NinjaTrader brokerage. Now, I am with NinjaTrader brokerage. I also with TD Ameritrade. But I also signed up for a NinjaTrader brokerage account just because I wanted to get that full immersive experience. And obviously, I just wanted to keep everything in-house, right? Now, from my perspective, I do have a lifetime license, which is right here. you just buy once and you have it for life. You might want to lease it. That's kind of up to you. Or they also have a free platform. Let's say you want to just get started with NinjaTrader. It doesn't have all of the features, as you can see here. They don't have Trader Plus or order flow like the lifetime license does. But if you just want to like try it, go for it. But the caveat here is they require you to have the NinjaTrader brokerage license, right? So if you're going to open up a NinjaTrader brokerage license, NinjaTrader brokerage account, go ahead, open an account, and then you get access to the NinjaTrader software for free. You can trial it out, and if you want, then upgrade. You can upgrade to one of these, lifetime licenses or a lease license if you want to. I don't think lease makes a whole lot of sense because you're paying $720 a year versus basically $1,100 one time, right? So the lifetime license makes a lot more sense to me. Also, like what's very attractive about NinjaTrader is their fees and the fee structure. We'll kind of take a look at the all-in rates here. Basically, you can trade. I'm going to look at the intraday margin as well. So from a day trading perspective, if you're looking right here at the intraday margins, very, very, very low. Like you could trade an MES, a micro S&P futures contract. One contract will hold $50 in margin. A micro NASDAQ futures will be $100 in margin intraday. Now, if you hold overnight, there is a maintenance fee you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to have that. You're going to have that margin requirement. 1705 for a NASDAQ and 1230, or for NASDAQ, an E-mini, that's $1,000 intraday, and then overnight, it's going to be $17,000 in margin that you're going to have. But if you're just trading intraday and you're closing out end of the day, you don't have to really, you don't have to worry about it. You can trade, with one NASDAQ E-mini contract. It'll cost you $1,000, hold $1,000 in margin. Now, you just want to be careful that you're not over leveraging yourself in this, because you can, like, let's say if you have $1,000, you can trade one NASDAQ contract or two E-mini S&P contracts, but then you're using your entire account. And if it goes down a little bit, they'll actually automatically close you out and stop you out. Also, kind of going back to those lifetime licenses and lease, for the free and, for the lease, you're going to be paying a lot more in commission versus the lifetime. This is how much money you're going to pay in commission per trade. So for, let's say, a micro S&P contract, and this is one way, so it's 56 cents on a lifetime. So you're going to be paying like $1.12 round trip versus, a lease, you go up to 72 cents one way and then 82 cents on the free account. So if you just want to try it out, sure, try the free account out. You're going to be paying a little bit more in commissions, but if you're trying it out, you don't really care, go for it. But these commissions are a lot better than TD Ameritrade or Interactive Brokers or a lot of other people, right? So, just to keep in mind, there's a lot of other things in here that you could trade. You could trade Forex, crypto, interest rates, agriculture, and you can I'm not going to spend much time on it. You can get this PDF yourself, and it's in your account, right? So once you kind of opened your account, you're like, oh, everything's good to go. And this is if you opened up a NinjaTrader brokerage account, you'll be shown a screen that looks like this. You'll be coming here, and what you're going to want to do is set up your market data. When you first sign up, you're not going to have any market data. You're going to be like, hey, why isn't my charts loading? You actually have to pay extra for market data, and you're like, man, that's crazy. But a lot of futures brokers do make you, because they give you dirt cheap. They give you dirt cheap everything else. They can't afford the market data. And to be honest with you, like one of the things that I like about NinjaTrader is you can really customize it to what you need. Like $12 a month. Most people are going to use this from Chart Trader. You could use Chart Trader, which means you can trade directly from the chart. You can just click and point and buy and sell, right? For Chart Trader. It's going to cost you $12 a month. You can get all of the markets in that you could trade under CME, which is all this right here. Now, if you're like, you don't want all that, you want to lower your fees even more than $12 a month, you can do that. You go down to Customize, under non-professional, and you say, okay, if I'm only going to trade ES, MES, NASDAQ, MNQ, and the Russell, right? If you're only going to trade this, If you just want the top of book, this will just cost you $4 a month. Or if you want the full market depth, if you're trading the Dom, this will cost you $15 a month versus the $39 a month. So I mean, I like that they give you a lot of flexibility, but I can see, like, from somebody new getting onto NinjaTrader, it's a lot of decisions you have to make, and you're not actually sure how it's going to plan out. So for me, like, the easiest thing for me would go to customize and just top of book costs you $4 a month. I mean, you one trade, you paid for your market data, you're good to go. So it's not like hundreds of dollars a month or anything. It's literally $4 a month, and you'll have real time data. Otherwise, you won't have real time data. And then you'll go down here, you'll activate it, you'll hit submit, and literally take a couple minutes, and it's activated. And they'll pull this out of your account balance every month. Okay. And now that we got like this area configured, we're gonna kind of go into what you need to do to connect it. So once you first, you're gonna get a license key. They're gonna send you a bunch of emails. Once you get it installed, you're gonna open up NinjaTrader, and you're just gonna have this window, right? You're like, what do I do now? You're gonna go to connections, and you're gonna go to configure right in here. And there's a lot of things that you can go into here. What's available, and you can even connect Coinbase here. But for a NinjaTrader brokerage, you're gonna select NinjaTrader Platinum. You're going to hit add. Okay, you're going to hit add down here. It's not intuitive. I already have mine configured, but you're going to hit add. You can add another one. And then all you need to do is put in your username and password, and then you can uncheck demo if you want, right? If you want to connect every time on startup, you can select this box. I don't, because I have other things connected that I want to use. So I don't want to, like, if I sign on, I want to connect to something else, and I'd have to disconnect and then connect. So I choose mine upon entry. So all you have to do is put in your username and password for your NinjaTrader brokerage, and bada bing, bada boom, you're good to go. Okay, and you just hit OK. Then after you get that all configured, you got to go connections again, and then you're going to select NinjaTrader, NinjaTrader Platinum again, and it's going to take a second, but it should connect. Right now, if it's yellow, you'll see that it's not connected. If it's green, it means you're connected, and it'll say here connected, and it'll play this little sound. I don't know if you heard it through the video, but it'll play this little ding. If it goes offline, it actually tells you, like, not connected. It'll make an audible sound. Also, you'll see it here. Plus, your chart won't load. But the first thing that you want to do here is, you'll see your accounts here. You get a simulation account that you can play around with, and then you get your real account that you have here. You go down to new if you want to, like, how do I configure my chart? Click on new, and then go to chart. And then you're going to want to select the instrument, like, what do you want to trade? And at first, you're not going to have all these things, but like for an index, if you're looking for the S&P, you're going to go down here to the futures, and then you can go into here and select, NQ or ES. If you're looking for the micros, you can go into the micros and look at, MES and M and Q. So I'm going to do M and Q right here. I'm just going to select it for the micro NASDAQ. And if you want to, like, pin it, you can actually, there's this little pin button here, so you don't have to go through this list every time. You can just click right here. You can click on pin, and this will actually pin these to the top. So NASDAQ and then micro, and then you can actually pin more as you get selected, so you don't have to go through that each time. Now, once you get on here, you're going to want to select, like, what time frame do you want to watch the chart on. Okay, right now this is the 1 minute chart. Maybe I'll do like the 15-minute chart. So you can change this based on minute. You could also do like tick or volume, whatever, but I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to do a 15-minute chart. So I'm going to select under type, just be minute, and then value. I'm going to put 15 in here, and then the rest you could pretty much leave default. There's not a whole lot that you need to do. If you have a lot of customizations, you can go in here. You can then, basically, well, we'll get to that later. We'll come back to that. Basically, just hit OK right now, and then you'll come into here. And I did some trades today, so you kind of see what's going on. You're like, okay, how do I trade? What you want to do is turn on Chart Trader. There's a little icon up in here. It says Chart Trader. If you hover over it, again, not intuitive, but if you click on it, click on Chart Trader. Click it on, and by default it will always go to like your simulation account. You can select your real account by hitting the drop down and then hit your real account, and then this will be the real account. But I'm just going to go back for now, just simulation. So because the market is open, I don't want to place any orders right now. I'm just going to go back to that sim account. Okay, so simulation account. If you like, for me, if I like to have a lot of not a lot of indicators, but I like to put indicators on. And under here, you'll see this little chart icon. Just click on this, and you'll be able to select from a variety of basically any indicator. I like to use EMA. If you like to use SMA, RSI, MACD, whatever you want to do. For me, I'm just going to put on something basic. I'm just going to go under EMA. To add it, you can't just click it and hit OK. You have to hit Add under Configured here. And then I'm just going to do a 9 EMA. That's what I like to trade off of. And then hit OK. Okay. So now I have the 9 EMA. If you want to add more indicators, you can go back to your indicators button here, and you can add as many as you want. You want to add, let's see here. You want to add volume profile, hit add, hit OK, and it will, it'll essentially build. So here's volume profile over here. So that's the very, 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 very basics. Now, if you want, you can easily come here. You can buy at the market, sell at the market, buy at the ask, sell at the ask, buy the bid, sell the bid, right? So you can, for purposes here, I'm just gonna hit buy market here on my simulation account. I'm just gonna hit buy market. It's gonna say it filled an order. Then it's automatically gonna calculate, if I'm, what my profit and loss is in points. Now you can change this to dollars. If you want to change this, what your opener profit is in terms of dollars, just keep on clicking on it until if you want currency, percentage wise, how much you're up. You can keep clicking through it to see what you like. I typically just like points, right? Well, my profit and loss in points. I do everything in points, how many points I'm up, how many points I'm down. Now, if you just want to close this, you could either hit sell at the market or just hit close. If you hit close, it'll close out everything. It'll show you here, I can zoom in here. You can take this little zoom button and you can zoom in a little bit more. So you can see, hey, I bought at 549, I sold at 556, and I basically made 7 points here on this little demo account, right? Here you could select your quantity. Right now, I just did 1 contract, so if I wanted to do 5 contracts, I just kind of come here, change it to 5, and you can do that. Now, where the power is the chart traders. You can just right click anywhere on here, and you probably want to do it by price. And like what I like to do is I like to change my cross here to local, and then it will change it to this little cross here, so you can kind of identify price a little bit easier. But let's say I want to break out of this consolidation loan. I want to put a buy order in it for when it breaks out. I can just go in here, right click on the chart, and hit I'm going to buy. Now it's going to take whatever your limit is here, whatever you're putting here. So I said 5, so we could just say 5. Buy stop limit at 12,614.50. It's going to ask you how many. Just hit it OK. Just hit the check, and now my order is in to buy 5 of them at this price, right? So it won't get up to this price. It won't put an order in until it gets up to this price, and you can even automatically put in a sell limit order as well, right? So I can put in a sell limit order here. So I have orders in here for buying and then selling, right? And you can even go down more and say, if it falls below here, I want to short, so I'm going to sell. You could do market, but I would suggest just do limit order. You could just sell down here and say, okay. So you can based on we don't know which way the market's going to go. It can go up, it can go down. You can put in here, okay, I want to buy. If it goes up, if it goes down, I want to short. And you can kind of plan for the worst. And I'm not going to teach too much strategy here. I will do kind of more videos to cover that. But that's essentially the basics. Now, if you're like, oh, I don't want any of these orders either, you can just close them out manually, hit X, or you can just hit close. When you hit close, it closes everything, as you can see. So it closes if you have a position open. It closes it if you have a any open orders, like I just had open orders, it'll close them out. Now this is just a very basic how to get started. I will do some more videos that will teach you more about the automated strategies. I mean, it's an amazing piece of software. This just gets you started. Let me know if you have any questions. If you can, hit the like button. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.